Hey everybody, as promised, we wanted to supply you guys with an immune system boosting video, just an overview of what it takes to boost your immune system and how to just be overall healthier. It's incredibly important, especially now, but I didn't want you to just hear it from me. I wanted you to hear it from my wellness coach. So I wanted to introduce everybody to Coach Mac. We call him Coach Mac because he coaches two different sports and he coaches two teams at a time. So he is well known for coaching, but I also call him Chief. Mac was on the fire department for 26 years. And when he retired from the fire department, he retired as the training chief. And he started a health and wellness journey for himself. And now he coaches others through the process. So I'm going to let Mac tell you why he started the process of his own personal wellness journey.
Well, when being a firefighter is a high stress job and we eat on the run, everything that we do is rush. And with that, our eating habits are not the best in the world. That coupled with some hereditary issues that my family has, I've always been sort of concerned about my health, especially as I'm getting older. So I started looking into ways to improve my health. I've always been concerned about getting on medications because I've always been told that medications, particularly for diabetes and blood pressure, are life sentences. And that's one life sentence that I don't want to embark on. So I started looking at ways to try to improve my health. And that's essentially what got me started down the road that I'm on now. Just kind of give you a little bit of a background. When I retired 7 years ago, I was at my heaviest as far as weight. My numbers, my blood pressure, blood sugar, all those things were elevated, not to the point of needing medication, but I was pre-diabetic, and I actually went for a physical, and the doctors told me, you know what, we need to put you on medication. I said, well, I'm not ready to go on medication. Let me see what I can do for myself. And he said, well, that's fine, but when you come back in, if your numbers hadn't improved, we're putting you on medication. And so that's when I really got serious about getting fit and being in a better place with my health and really taking ownership of my health is basically the way I put it.
Okay. Well, do you care to share how much weight you lost since you retired 7 years ago?
Yes. When I retired, I weighed 262 pounds. Again, that's the heaviest I've ever been. And the first part of my journey was to change my diet. I went to a plant-based diet, and I lost about 30 pounds initially. And then when I plateaued, I was comfortable with my weight, but I really wanted to improve my body composition. I still had quite a bit of excess body fat. So then I decided to do some intermittent fasting. And once I did the intermittent fasting, my weight dropped to what I am now. I actually weighed before I came over, it was 198 pounds.
Wow. That's pretty phenomenal. So what role did taking some type of supplements play in your wellness journey? Where did that come into play? Did that come into play early on with fitness, or did that come later on?
Well, the supplements are a part of fitness and health. I think one of the things that most of us take for granted is our immune system. we would not get sick if our immune systems were where they are supposed to be. Sickness comes because our immune system is compromised. So, for me, one of the most important things for me is to ensure that my immune system can handle uh, anything that's thrown at it. And the supplements that I take to ensure that that's the case.
Okay. So I just to stay on script, I just wanted to make sure I'm going down my list, make sure I ask you all the questions I want to make sure I got answered for everyone. Questions that come to me regularly, and of course, I call and ask you constantly all these different things because you're the guy that seems to be most knowledgeable about it. So I just call you. It's just I don't know why it's just easier than googling something. I just mac it. So tell me why, especially now, why should everyone be concerned with boosting their immune system?
Well, the elephant in the room is the virus, the COVID-19. Uh, when it first surfaced in China, and everyone was talking about it was only affecting the elderly, the most vulnerable population in China, that young people were seemingly unaffected by it. I made the statement to several people that once it reaches the United States, that would not be the case, simply because uh, we're not as healthy as a population as the folks in China, and that it would be more devastating to us because many of us walk around every day with a compromised immune system.
Right.
So for me, uh, one of the things that I started doing for people, telling people was, before we experienced our first case, here are some of the things that you should take to boost your immune system in preparation uh, for what was to come.
Sure.
And that's what I did.
Okay. Well, you kind of hit on my next question a little bit about why you felt like the United States was hit so hard by coronavirus. And so you touched on that a little bit. So let's move on to what exactly causes a compromised immune system, in your opinion?
Well, the biggest issue is poor diet, not getting the proper nutrition, nutrients through our diet. And that's one of the reasons that supplements are so important, is because um, most of us don't have time to prepare really nutritious meals. It's easier to take something out of the freezer and pop it in the microwave or the oven to eat. And many of those things that we eat are lacking in the nutrients we need to support our healthy immune system.
Okay. Okay, so what supplements do you suggest to boost your immune system, and which supplements should be taken for maintaining a healthy immune system? Let's get everyone started, and then maybe you could even tell us what exactly it is that you take on a regular basis to maintain a healthy immune system. So it's kind of a two-part question.
Well, for me, I think the most important supplements to take is echinacea, zinc, and elderberry. I think those three things in combination will do wonders to boost your immune system. One that I take that's a part of one of the other supplements I take is vitamin C. Vitamin C is very important as well. But I think if you do those four, you're well on your way, and you've got a foundation to start supporting your immune system.
Okay. in your opinion, and this is an opinion, don't everybody freak out. I'm just going to ask a question. In your opinion, do you think if we were to all be supporting our immune system little better with some boost and taking these supplements, do you think that we would fare better if we were to contract COVID 19?
In my humble opinion, I do believe that if our immune systems were functioning at their peak, that most of us would fare far better than many of us, unfortunately, have at this point. You got to realize that our immune system is the defense for our bodies. And the reality is there are a lot of things that would not penetrate our bodies if our immune systems were up to par. And that's not only COVID, that's the flu, the common cold, and many other diseases that our bodies have to fend off every day. Most people don't realize our bodies produce cancer cells regularly. The reason that most of us don't develop cancer is because our immune system is strong enough to kill the cancer cells, and they're just flushed out of our bodies.
Okay. I know one of the objections that I encounter with, when I talk to someone about taking the healthier route and taking supplements and things like that, is people have a huge pushback on cost. What do you say about that? Because sometimes this can get expensive, what we term expensive. So what do you say about the general cost of buying supplements and boosting your immune system and just taking a healthier path altogether?
Well, I would first counter their point by asking, how much is your health worth? To me, my health is priceless, because once I lose it, then I'm not able to do the things that I enjoy doing, like coaching and helping people. So for me, I won't put a price on my health. And many of us that will make that point will pull up to the gas pump and pump premium gas in their car because they want their car to run its most efficient.
Yeah.
But we won't take the time as far as our nutritional plan nor our supplement plan to do the same for our bodies. And to me, the health of my body is far more important than the efficiency of my vehicle. If my vehicle breaks tomorrow, I can go out and buy a new vehicle. But if this body breaks down, I don't get another one.
That's right. Tell us where we can get supplements like this. I know some people might not have a nutrition store in their local hometown. I know that you're partial to our nutrition store. So just tell everybody where they can get supplements like these.
But you can get all of these supplements at any pharmacy, Walmart, or any nutritional center in your area. They're pretty common supplements, so they should be very easy to find.
Okay, perfect. So there was one other thing that I wanted to ask you to just touch on very quickly. We were talking a couple of days ago, and you said, it's really crazy to me that you can offer supplements to someone and they'll shy away from it, but they will willingly take a whole list of medications from a doctor. Could you just touch on that just a little bit? Because that just really was profound to me.
Well, I'm of the belief that everything that we need to maintain our health is provided naturally on this earth. we just have to do the research and find what those things are. And I just think that um, we've been so conditioned to um, really kind of treat symptoms instead of healing.
Sure.
And it's easier to do that.
Sure.
Instead of reversing the effects of coronary disease, it's easier to take a pill to expand your blood vessels to lower your blood pressure.
Sure. Sure.
And I think most of us are not willing to do what it takes to heal our bodies.
Sure.
Our bodies are fearfully and wonderfully made, and if we give them the right things, the right nutrients, and the right minerals, they will heal themselves. And it's not going to happen overnight. And that's the other thing I think that drives people is that instant. If I've got a pain, I want something to instantly get rid of the pain.
Sure.
If I'm feeling bad, I want to instantly feel better. And when you're healing your body, your body didn't get in the condition that it got in overnight.
Sure.
And it's not going to repair itself and heal itself overnight. So it takes a little bit of time and it takes patience.
Sure.
For the body to heal itself.
So you've heard it from somebody that has proven that taking supplements has been extremely beneficial to his health. I'm on my own health journey. I do take zinc and I take echinacea. So there are a few things that I have incorporated into my daily regimen. But I also wanted to say that I also give Cannon, my son, sweet echinacea. And so I get this off of Amazon. You can get it at a nutrition store. Sometimes they have it like at Walmart. It's been a little tougher to find. But just to give you a little bit of background on him, he suffered his entire life. He's 5 years old. So he has always suffered from ear infections and from allergy issues. And I started at the first of the year, not because of all the stuff going on. I just started him on a supplement because I wanted to do something to get him healthier. He does not eat that great. He's a very, very picky little kid. And so I started giving him the sweet echinacea and, of course, his daily vitamin or whatever. And in this entire year, until probably last week, he's not had a single allergy issue. He's not had any more ear infections. And literally the only thing that he gets is this and a daily vitamin. Last week, he started having a little bit of a runny nose for a couple of days. We go to a water park. It opens up his sinuses, and that's all over with. So my child has definitely benefited from it. Okay, Chief, I've got one last question. Just because I started Cannon at age 4 on his own type of supplements, I wanted to ask you, at what age should you start giving your children some type of supplements to build their immune system and just keep them on a healthier road?
Well, I honestly don't think that they're too young to start a supplement program. Many of the foods, particularly that kids eat, especially once they develop taste of their own, are nutrients lacking. So a good multivitamin and echinacea and elderberry are very good for their immune systems as well.
Okay, great. And then one more thing that I wanted to add in is what I have discovered as well about starting to take supplements myself is that even with anything else, I have a low tolerance for incorporating new things sometimes. So I have learned to just ease my way into things, and then my body picks right up and it takes off with it. Whereas Mac can, he does not have that intolerance that I have. So don't be pushed back if you start to take something and it's the recommended dose and your body's like, it's not used to that. So you can ease your way into it, but gosh, please don't give up once you start the journey. Don't give up on it. Make your health a priority. Okay. It is a really, really big deal that we all start to pay a little more attention to our health journey. As we go along, we're going to talk about all types of things, what stress does to the body, different types of fitness, all kinds of different things that you can do to start your health journey. You don't have to be overwhelmed. We're here to help. If you need to be connected with Mac, I'll be glad to get you connected with him. He will be an amazing resource along your journey to just being healthier and boosting your immune system so that we can all continue to live happy, productive lives even now. Okay. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we greatly appreciate that. If you have any questions, just comment below. We would love to answer any questions that you have. Love you guys. So, what are the, okay, let me roll on that. Okay, so that brings me to my next question. What supplements do you suggest Try that one more again. That is not even, my paper don't say that. I swear, no wonder I was struggling. It don't say that. Thank God for editing. Okay. I want to introduce Coach Mac. Do you want me to say your last name? Is that okay? Yeah, just like leave that out. Okay, because I don't want people to like start looking you up and giving you a hard time and shit.